Reading is powerful because it's literally like jumping on a plane and going to a different country. It allows you to use your imagination in such a way that you could be in a different city, a different world, a different time zone.
Reading is powerful because you can learn anything from the right book. You can learn what history might have looked like.
Rene Descartes, who's my favourite mathematician as well as being a great philosopher, said that reading all good books is like having a conversation with all great people from centuries past. And I agree with that. I think it allows you to meet people and share ideas that you wouldn't normally be able to do it. I've met King Arthur, I've met Robin Hood, I've held conversations with Mr. Tumnus, which I'd never be able to do if it wasn't for reading.
You can learn what true companionship means and what it means to be disappointed in chasing your dream.
I love reading because of the different worlds and tangled forests that it takes you to. The first novel I loved was a novel about pirates. And when I was in my teens, I loved novels like Geddings's The Belgariad and Terry Brooks's The Elfstones of Shannara. I love any book that transports me to a fantasy world and a different imagination.
Because I like to disconnect from social media. Anytime I can take away from my phone, away from my laptop, away from the drama on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, I love to just kind of get into a book, get really excited about reading and, wanting to get as many chapters in as possible every night. So that's why I do it.
I think that reading is powerful because it allows you to go to different places that you wouldn't be able to go to in your normal life. So whether that be different times in history or different countries, different cities, different imaginary lands, it takes you to those places and lets you imagine what it would be like to live there.
You can learn the power of imagination and friendship.
Reading is powerful because it allows me to have a new perspective, see things from another way, and also understand how white people do things. I read a lot of self-help books, fiction books, you name it, and it's been really helpful, so you should read too.
You can learn what it means to be truly brave and have courage and conviction in yourself.
I think reading is really important because it exposes you to new words which will improve your vocabulary, and that will also improve your writing also. See you all soon.
You can also learn what a scaredy cat you are if, like me, you can't go to sleep after reading a few pages.
Reading is power because it empowers you to express yourself. If you can think of exactly the right word to communicate what you're thinking or feeling, you can influence other people to think what you believe in. And if you can influence other people, well, there's no telling what else you can't do.
I absolutely loved reading as a child, and the reason for that is I could be anywhere in the universe. I could be on a mission to the moon. I could be a prisoner in exile. I could be traveling the world. I could be anywhere without going anywhere by reading a book.
Hola a todos. ¿Por qué leer es tan importante? Bueno, yo diría que se puede aprender muchas palabras y también se puede entender el mundo.
Perché leggere ti apre un mondo. Porque leer te abre un mundo. Why reading? Reading is opening a word, your word. Keep reading.
Reading is power because you get to explore the minds of some really intelligent people, some not so smart, but important nonetheless. As Oscar Wilde once said, quotes are a suitable substitute for wit. And when you're surrounded by some really smart people in future who are excitedly talking about a topic, it's a great feeling to be able to contribute because you've read something great recently.
Reading is powerful because it gives me knowledge. And with that knowledge, it allows me to think, allows me to debate, and most of all, it allows me to grow as a person.
Reading is powerful because it enables you to open your mind to the whole world, and as a great geographer you can explore places from the comfort of your own sofa or your own bed, and you can just learn about places all around the world by opening a book.
For me, reading is powerful because it allows me to go on amazing adventures and take incredible risks, but do so from the comfort of my own home with a great cup of tea.
As an English teacher, you would expect me to think that reading is something that you should all do. But more than that, for me, reading is probably the most important thing that any of us can do. And I think this for two reasons. I think that reading is an incredibly powerful way of putting us into different worlds, giving us different perspectives on life, on various issues and the shared human experience that we all have. But more than that, I think that reading changes the way we think. And reading a book is like putting on a pair of glasses and seeing the world in a different way. So for me, reading is powerful for all of those reasons, and I would advocate that you spend as much time as possible reading books.
Reading is powerful because it provides you with escapism. I love reading because I can explore new themes or themes that I'm really passionate about. For example, I'm reading Girl, Woman, Other at the moment, and there's themes about race, identity, culture and sexuality, all things that I really enjoy reading about.
Reading is powerful because it allows us to amplify voices of people who are not always listened to.
What I love most about reading is that it allows me to experience emotions that I often didn't even know I had, from deep sympathy for characters to often hysterical laughter.
Reading is important because it opens doors to worlds beyond your imagination, and in so doing, expands that very imagination.
Reading is important because it allows you to be who you really want to be. Now, I know this sounds really cheesy, you've probably heard that before, but take this firsthand from a person who wasn't able to read until year 4 due to language barriers and being new to the country. Reading has given me so many opportunities in my life. It has allowed me to develop my subject knowledge in terms of so many things that I'm interested in. It allowed me to go to university, develop my career, and really has provided me with the life I have today. If it wasn't for my teachers pushing me when I first came to the country, I can't tell you where I would be today. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to read.
So whatever it is that you find yourself doing in your spare time, make sure that you allow enough time to read. It broadens our horizons, teaches us lessons, and allows us to imagine.
There are many people around the world that don't have this chance. And take this firsthand as a person myself who didn't have the opportunity until I came here. And I don't take that for granted. Till this very day, I read at least a few articles every single day, if not a book every couple of weeks. And reading isn't something that's forced upon you. It's something that is a privilege. And as a person who didn't have this privilege before, I can tell you firsthand how important this is.